Hi there, Beth.
Hi, Deb.
How are you today? Why?
Hi.
Hey, it's the Beth and Deb show. We're here today. I'm Deb and this is Beth. And we're here today to kind of talk to you about something that we've noticed in the way that when we approach conflict with people that maybe rub us the wrong way, or, there's something about them that we just maybe don't like in general. Like they bother us. That can really not be helpful, right? Like if there's somebody in your daily life that you need to interact with, family member, boss at work, coworker, that you really can't get, you can't really get away from them, but you don't want to just always constantly be having these negative feelings about them, thinking they're a really bad, annoying person, right? That can happen when you have conflict with people.
Yeah.
You just kind of automatically start thinking that they're bad. But it's more helpful because I don't like the way that I feel when I'm just like kind of really having negative feelings towards someone. And this can sometimes this even happens in like daily interactions with people I don't know. So like traffic.
Are you a road rager?
No, I'm not, but I know people who are. But like somebody will make a mistake in traffic and you might automatically think, what an idiot. I wish, I hate that person. And then that kind of can really put you in a negative headspace for the day. Yeah. And then I start, like, if I have that automatic reaction to people, I'm just like, that's not fair. That's not really like a kind way to be. That's not the kind of person that I want to be. Like one example is over the weekend, my family and I were hiking, really enjoying like some beautiful time in nature. And we passed some people and it was a couple of guys and I was like, hey guys, what's up? And they said, you guys good? And we said, yeah, we're good. How about you? And the guy went, there's nothing I couldn't be but good right now. And we all just had like a super negative reaction to that. And we just kind of started like laughing at him and being like, oh, what a smarmy weirdo or whatever. And I just kind of like had to stop us and be like, guys, that guy was just being like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just different from us. We don't have to like take this mean attitude. And one thing that I did with my family, which I'm sure they love me doing like therapy tricks on them. But one thing I do with clients is a little mindfulness activity. It's called Just Like Me.
Yeah.
So this helps us feel like understand the other person's motivations, maybe make less negative attributions to why they're behaving the way that they are. And then also like share a common sense of humanity with the other person, even if we're in conflict with them. It helps us recognize the parts of ourselves that maybe are similar to them and understand how we would like to be treated if we were in this, like, being appraised by other people as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Definitely.
So, Beth, can you think of, I don't know, do you want to do this as like an activity that you personally engage, like I walk you through, or?
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think for me, there are like kind of two sets of camps that you just sort of talked about. One is the person that I have like conflict with, right?
Yeah.
Like we got into an argument or we had a disagreement or whatever, right? And then I think the other camp is the person who does things that are contrary to what I think should happen in the world right now. Right. So it's the person who like makes a weird comment, or it's the person who acts a certain way that you're like, that's not the way it should go.
Yeah, or like they're always doing something slightly annoying during the faculty meeting.
Yeah,
they're always
or in
like,
your class.
Yeah, a student that's always just like a little bit doing something different than what you would prefer.
Yeah.
Right? And we all have things that rub us the wrong way about other people.
And what I hear you saying is that this strategy can work in either of those situations.
Yes.
Right? Because what we do is then we start taking on this negative narrative.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So it's like, ugh, I don't like how she always.
Yes.
Or why did that person just do that? They must be.
Yes. Big dumb or something which is not kind. And most of us wouldn't say, yeah, I hope that like I'm just always being mean to people in my mind if they're doing something slightly annoying. It's like nobody wants to be that way. So this activity can help you kind of nurture a more compassionate attitude toward other people, whether they're doing things that are constantly in conflict with you or just small minor annoyances from the day-to-day world.
So let's put this in the perspective of perhaps a student, right?
Okay.
So I'll pretend that I'm a student who has been assigned the dreaded group project.
Okay.
And they have the instructor pre-assigned our groups. And so I am with that one person in the class.
Okay. So what is it that you don't like about this person?
Well, they don't pull their weight.
Mm-hmm.
They show up late to class.
Okay.
And then the one time they were like on their phone, they like answered a FaceTime call as the instructor was talking. And
FaceTime call?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like, hey, I'm in class. I got to call you back.
Okay.
You know? So they just have this kind of annoying vibe. That's like, they don't really care. They don't really want to be here. And now I care about this class and I need to get a good grade. And so it annoys me that they just don't care and they're lazy and they're disrespectful.
Okay. Yeah, so those are some statements that we can work with, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of assigning some attributes to this person that are not very flattering based on some behaviors. You don't know this person very well.
No.
Right? Okay.
No.
So this kind of it's an exercise you can just do when you're feeling negative toward a person, and you can either take a long time and really think through it, or you can just do it kind of in the moment. That's kind of what's really good about it, especially once you've gotten used to understanding the point of this exercise. So you said this person acts like they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? So they act like they don't care, and then after that you say, just like me. Right? So maybe you care in this class, but has there ever been a situation where you didn't really care or it didn't matter to you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you've acted that way in certain times, just like that person, right?
Yeah.
So you think this person's lazy, just like me, right? So maybe you're not being lazy in this situation, but have there ever been times when you were lazy?
Yeah.
And so what is another thing that you think about this person?
They are disrespectful to other people's time. Just like me.
Just like you, right?
I don't like that, actually.
You don't like that.
Yeah, so I can see where this would be a hard thing for someone to like really kind of pause, because I think that's the power of the exercise is in the discomfort of realizing that my negative attributions of that other person aren't fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because when I put it back on myself, I want to be like, well, no, that's not true all the time. Right?
Right. Because you can say, well, I may have been lazy in one situation, but I don't want people to label me as that all of the time. Like they need to take into consideration that I was going through this or that, right? So it's kind of that fundamental attribution error, right? You see someone doing something in a certain context and you just immediately say it's because they're a bad person or it's because they have some sort of character failure.
Something's wrong with them.
But if you're doing that same thing, like if you had a FaceTime call, like, I don't know, maybe you would never do that. But if you did something that someone else perceived as disrespectful, you would probably be able to say, well, it was because of X, Y, and Z. It's not because I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't offer that same kind of like grace to other people. So you move from realizing that, okay, maybe they're not, maybe we have more in common along, like I'm not always perfect. There are things that I hope people give me grace for that I could extend to this person. And then you kind of move into a more positive perspective, right? So then you start kind of saying what you can think of positively about this person. So like, this person is doing their best. Just like me, right? Like we all think I'm probably doing the best that I can right now.
Yeah.
This person just wants to be happy.
Yeah.
Just like me. They want to be successful in life. Just like me. So it really, moving from the judgmental to how can I give them some grace that I would want for myself? How can we connect on commonly held values that are held by pretty much all of humanity? Everyone wants to do their best. We don't always, because sometimes things prevent us. We don't know, what is the best thing in that situation. We all want to be happy. We all want to be successful, but we're all at different points in that journey. So that's something that I have not. It's helped me a lot when I notice an immediate negative reaction to people, and kind of like looking at them like this. I think, okay, just like me, they're just like that guy on the trail that made that smarmy weird comment. I said, he's just here to have a great weekend with his friend and family, just like me.
Yeah.
He's just acting the way he thinks will be social, just like me. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but he's not trying to do anything weird or, to bother me personally. So, so it's something you can do in a split second that kind of like realigns your mental kind of state in the moment. And I find really changes my energy. So instead of kind of like going on a path of negative, kind of like, I hate people energy, I'm more like, okay, I don't have to judge other people constantly.
I love this for a couple of reasons that I think students and colleagues could use this. First, I think you can do this no matter what the other person is doing.
Yeah.
Right. So this isn't about like having a conversation that we want to go a certain way. Mm-hmm. It's like in my mind, in my my being, I can say this person really is just doing what they think is right now.
Right.
Just like me. Right?
Yeah. And I think it's to put it into a deeper context, you can do this with like your romantic partner, your family members.
Yeah.
Even when, because so many times in fights, we just want to be right. We want them to see our point of view. Yeah. But if we're thinking they're just telling me how they feel, just like me, they want to be heard and understood just like me, then we can start to kind of reposition ourselves within that conflict to really make it a less negative experience and come to some kind of understanding.
Yeah, and I think even if the other person is doing something that you're like, I would never ever do that, right? At the under it, that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, right?
Under it is they're just trying to have a day that they survive, right? They're just trying to get through this class, just like me. Mm-hmm. They're trying to just graduate, just like me. Whatever that might be, everybody does things that we may disagree with, that we think we would never do, or that we think is totally appalling. And yet we're all coping. We're all living life in the way that we just think is best, or what we have the energy and space for in this moment.
So like we can even apply it to people who do things that we would maybe never do. Like this person does drugs. This person does hardcore drugs. Easy to be judgmental about, right?
Yeah.
But if we interpret that as saying this person is doing an action that is easing their pain in some way that is not helpful in the long run, just like me, because everyone does things that are negative coping because they're in pain somehow, right? Yeah. So if you do, like you said, just look underneath that behavior at what the core, like what it really is that they're doing, then that can be helpful too.
And I think this is different. We're just trying to stop the negative narrative, right? This isn't letting people treat you horribly.
Right.
And, not having boundaries. Like, that's not what this whole exercise is about. It really is sort of those smaller everyday moments where you take on a judgmental negative narrative that isn't true to who you are.
Exactly.
That's how you started this. That's kind of the take-home message. And I think the other thing I was thinking about is you could be a good friend to someone if you take on this kind of almost partnership or agreement where, you get into this negative mode and you're venting with your friend and maybe they're having a hard time remembering the just like me narrative.
Yeah, yes.
That maybe you can create like a pinky promise swearing blood brother-ish kind of thing where you're like, hey, I just want you to help hold me accountable and I would be happy to hold you accountable to if we get into this negative mindset that one of us just says, just like me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. I think that could be really powerful too for friendships that sometimes that's just kind of how you get.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have friends who were just like about other people. Like, oh, I hate it when this person does this or that. But yeah, and that's exactly what we started doing in our family this weekend. Once we kind of had understood that assignment and one of us started complaining, we would just say, just like me, you know, and it's really just a kind of a mental trigger to be like, okay, I'm being too negative or complaining or judgmental against other people.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
If you've tried this or want to try it, we'd love to hear from you. How's it working? How's it going? And if you have other questions or topics you want us to cover on the Beth and Deb Show, reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Till next time.